Hey everyone, welcome to Wax Pack Wisdom. I'm Jake T. O'Donnell. Today we're opening this pack of 2000 Topps. This is firmly in the era in which I am watching a ton of baseball. It is sort of the basis of my entire personality. I'm a teenager. At this point though, I had pretty much stopped collecting. But we'll see what we get in this. Sometimes these cards from this era that have been in packs a long time, they end up kind of sticking together. But we'll see what we can get, and hopefully we get some good cards that are not in bad shape. And I can already tell some of these have stuck together, which is what happened with these cards. All right, there's Robin Ventura, Topps 2000, an outstanding third baseman, 4 years, mostly with the White Sox, a few years with the Mets, a few years with the Dodgers. Later went back and was the White Sox manager for a few years. Didn't have a lot of success. I feel like Robin Ventura is best remembered today for the brawl that he was in with Nolan Ryan that he initiated by charging the mound, and Nolan Ryan gave him noogie after noogie after noogie. I don't really think that Robin Ventura likes that that's kind of his legacy, but he was a great third baseman. All right, Henry Rodriguez, Henry, nice player, was kind of viewed as being going to be a big potential star, but then didn't really live up to it necessarily. But I think it was just because of the fact that the Cubs didn't really have a lot going on, and they were hoping that somebody was going to sort of emerge as a big star, and they wanted it to be Henry Rodriguez. Kind of ended up actually being Sammy Sosa. Roger Cedeno was a good base stealing threat for the Mets for quite a few years. Here is Dave Nilsson, Australian catcher. One of the first there was like a wave of players that came over from Australia, and he was one of the big ones. So that's cool. Here's a Hall of Famer, Tim Raines. This is right near the end of his career. He was with the A's at this point. I guess I had forgotten that he had spent time with the A's, but brilliant two-way player, great outfielder, incredible base stealing threat, could get on base with the best of them, and just a spectacular overall player. And it took him way too long to get in the Hall of Fame. He did finally get in. I've forgotten he played with the A's. I do recall that near the end of his career, he was released by whichever team he was on, and he went to go sign with the Orioles so that he could play with his son. I think that was either in 2001 or 2002. And then that was pretty much the end of his career. But eventually made his way into the Hall of Fame, thankfully, and very deservedly. So we'll put Tim Raines right there. All right, here is a Topps Prospects card, and there's three guys there that ended up having good to maybe slightly better careers in the big leagues. Rubio Durazo ends up with the Diamondbacks. He's very good at getting on base, and then went to the A's. Yes, he was with the A's thereafter. And I'm actually going to try to move the camera like a little bit closer here so that you can see the cards a little bit better. But Pat Burrell, of course, Pat the Bat, years with the Phillies, some years also with the Giants. For a while, one of the sort of better players that the Phillies had. And then Nick Johnson, a very good on-base guy for the Yankees, also spent some time with the Nationals. So there you go. That's nice to get a prospects card and have all three of the guys end up being big leaguers. There is Bobby Bradley and Eric Munson in a draft picks card for the Pirates and the Tigers. Eric Munson had a big league career. I don't know about Bobby Bradley, though. I'm not sure about that. Mark McLemore, nice sort of utility player for years with the Rangers, also with the Mariners for quite a while as well. And you see he's trying to make a play on Kenny Lofton there. All right, another prospects card. This Matt Blank, Kip Wells, and John Snead. So Kip Wells was in the big leagues, but I don't know about the other guys. I honestly have no idea. All right, the last two cards. So I'm just going to show you that we got a Series 1 checklist in there as well. But the last two cards are both also Hall of Famers. There's Larry Walker, recent Hall of Famer, very deserving, one of the best of all time, best hitters, batting champion. You could say he was a product of the steroid era. You could say he was a product of Coors Field, but the guy could hit. He always could hit, and he was also a great outfielder too. Can't forget about that. And again, very deserving getting in the Hall of Fame. And we're going to put him right there because the last card before the checklist is this really cool Century's Best, 20th Century's Best, Tony Gwynn. And let's look at the back of the card here. As you can see, active batting average leaders at this point, it was Tony Gwynn, 339, Wade Boggs, 328, and you can go down the list there. Funny to see guys like Rusty Greer and Jeff Cirillo on that list. Those guys were really good players. And then you see the all-time batting average leaders and the fact that Tony Gwynn was not that far off. This is right around the time, I think 2000. You know what? I want to say that 99, 2000, like those were his final years. Like I don't know how much more he played after that. He had his 3,000th hit somewhere in there, and just Tony Gwynn, the best contact hitter possibly of all time. Certainly in the modern era, certainly in the sort of post-Ted Williams era. Maybe Ted Williams was the best. Maybe Ty Cobb was the best. But Tony Gwynn in the modern era, the best at getting the bat on the ball of anybody in my lifetime, that's for sure. And once again, somebody else who's gone way too soon. The greatest Padre, favorite son of San Diego, went on and coached at San Diego State. And of course, we lost him too soon. We remember him, and we remember him, and we connect him to our shared history as baseball fans through things like this 2000 Topps 20th Century's Best card of Tony Gwynn. So that's going to do it for this edition of Wax Pack Wisdom. Tell us what you thought of this break. What's your favorite card we pulled today? Do you have a story about one of the players in this pack? Leave us a comment and let us know. We'd love to hear it. If you enjoyed this video, we invite you to give it a like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our Wax Pack Wisdom content. In the video description, you'll find links to where you can follow Wax Pack Wisdom on all social media channels. You'll also find a link to a list of our favorite nonprofits and charities. If you enjoyed this video, please consider a donation to one of those organizations. It would mean a lot to us. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next time on Wax Pack Wisdom. Take care.